Hi, Sharon LaFlamme here for part 2. We had a pillow, right? And we were doing some breathing, but now we're going to come into a different place. But if you can stay, let's talk about what we did before. We were sitting and we were bringing our hands either, to the different places of the chest, the rib cage, the lower abdomen, so we could have a felt sense of what is happening with our breath. And we also encouraged the breath to be a little longer on the exhale and maybe even pause there, which gives us a regulation. It calms us down. So you can notice that. So adding this pillow adds a little resistance. So play with the size of the pillow. I like something small. I don't want to have this big thing, and I like it lower. And I notice that I can feel in my interoception, I'm feeling what it feels like to breathe. And I'm getting feedback from my gut, from my ribs. And maybe if I'm feeling really full, because the fuller the breath, the more calm we are, I might feel it all the way up into the collarbones. But I'm just going to notice how that is. And then I added the resistance, right? You could play with that, adding the resistance. So let's come down onto the floor and play with that again. And you might want to have a block with you. Let's see if I can get this there. That might be better. Maybe not. There we go. Let's try that. So you can find the pillow. You can play with the breath. And there's all kinds of, you can count and all this. And I find that puts a lot of pressure on somebody to stay in somebody else's counting. So I encourage you to just do a natural breath and do your own counting. How much is that breath? And does it change as you pull the resistance in? And do you like it? And as you notice what comes natural and feels good, you could inhale for that count. You could hold or pause if that sounds like it feels good. And then you want to exhale a few counts more, as long as it feels good. It's not contrived. It's not forced. It's just ease and flow. And then pause at the end while there's nothing happening, if that feels okay. And as you lay here, the vagus nerve can relax you a little, because there's less activation going on in your entire body that doesn't have to hold you up. So you might be able to interoceptively sense a deeper sense of release and relaxation, which should allow a better chance to open your breath more. So I'm going to invite you to notice what feels right for you. Encourage you to exhale longer and pause longer. And notice if you feel different in your body, a physiological response to that. Also, you can notice, what am my rib cage doing that's on the floor, the hard surface? And I also like to roll on the belly, which I think we talked about that, and have that belly go into the hard surface, but try it on a bed. How does your belly like a softer mattress? Has firmness. It's not that hard resistance, but play with that in your bed and see how your belly likes breathing that way. And if you want to find even more relaxation, take a block, lift up your hips, and let yourself lie here. Let go of holding. Let the block hold you. And just notice, because there's a natural response to the body, which is why legs up the wall, yoga pose, can be relaxing. As the blood flows down, there's a natural physiological response to help calm you. And you might be able to find that here. And you can also notice how the breath changes. And if you want to change the breath, notice how that how that changes things too. So I invite you to put your feet into the earth before taking whatever out, and then mindfully change and transition over to what you're going to do next. So finding these great ways to support your vagus nerve, your physiology, your parasympathetic state, and using breathing to support you, not to fight it, not to do what someone else says you're supposed to do with the breath. You've got to do these counts. No, you do what your breath says you should do, what is comfortable for you. And as you begin to honor that, you may practice stretching it out, changing it, see how that goes. But don't go against your natural flow and what doesn't feel right, because now you're causing more stress than you are creating a parasympathetic response. And that's what we want. So, and that's what I want for you, right? We want you to feel good in your body. So, hey, subscribe to my channel, reach out with any comments, like this video, send it to somebody, and stay in touch and have a namaste.